Imagine this. You're lying in bed at night, the room finally quiet, the world finally still. No notifications, no music, no background chatter, just the sound of your breath and the soft pulse of your own heartbeat. And suddenly, something inside you tightens. You reach for your phone. You don't even know why. Your hand just moves. You open an app, scroll 3 seconds, close it, open another one. The glow washes over your face, and a strange relief settles somewhere in your chest. Not because you found something meaningful, not because you're enjoying what you're looking at, but because it saved you from that silence. It's almost ridiculous when you think about it. Silence should be peaceful. It should be comforting. Yet for modern people, silence feels like standing naked in a dark room with no distractions. Just you and the parts of yourself you spend every day avoiding. Why does silence feel like danger? Why does your mind start racing the moment the noise disappears? Why does this emptiness feel more threatening than any chaos outside? And the deeper question, the one you don't dare ask out loud. If silence scares you, what exactly are you afraid of meeting inside yourself? Let's start there. You notice it when you're alone at a red light and instinctively reach for your phone. Or when you're cooking and must turn on a podcast, not because you enjoy it, but because the quiet feels unbearable. Or when you walk into your apartment and the first thing you do is turn on music. Not the music you love, just something, anything. As if the presence of silence exposes something raw, something unfinished, something fragile beneath all the noise you use to keep yourself together. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't fear silence. You fear what silence reveals. Silence is a mirror, a brutally honest one. And most people today are walking around with fractured reflections, identities pieced together from opinions, pressure, expectations, failures, and unresolved emotions they never learned to face. When the noise stops, the mirror appears. And suddenly, you're forced to confront the very thing you've been constructing your entire life to avoid: yourself. Silence asks questions you can't escape. Are you living the life you actually want? Are you becoming someone you respect? What are you running from? What pain have you covered with productivity, entertainment, or constant motion? What are you afraid to admit, even in your own mind? And perhaps the most haunting one, when all the noise is gone, who are you? Modern life gives you infinite ways to never answer that question. But silence demands an answer. And that's why you avoid it. Because deep down, you sense that if you allowed yourself to truly sit in quiet for long enough, your carefully constructed identity might crack open and reveal things you're not prepared to deal with. You feel it when your mind starts spinning the moment you try to meditate. You feel it when old memories surface during lonely nights. You feel it when silence makes you aware of the guilt you carry, the longing you suppress, the relationships you maintain out of habit instead of love, the dreams you abandon because they were too heavy to hold. Silence is not empty. Silence is full of every truth you've buried. And that's why modern people are terrified of it. But you're not alone in this fear. Human beings have always filled silence with rituals, noise, stories, songs. The difference today is that silence is no longer a natural part of daily life. You have to fight for it, like a disappearing resource. Technology didn't create the fear. It just removed all the spaces where silence used to naturally appear. Think about it. There used to be silence while walking. Now you listen to something. There used to be silence before bed. Now you scroll until your brain shuts down. There used to be silence while waiting in line. Now you pull out your phone without thinking. There used to be silence during a commute. Now you have playlists, videos, messages, noise filling every crack of your attention. Silence has become unfamiliar, and what is unfamiliar feels dangerous. But the fear runs deeper than technology, far deeper. Jung once said something quietly devastating. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. Noise is modern society's favorite escape route, a socially approved way to outrun your shadow. Your shadow, the parts of you reject, hide, deny, or don't want to deal with. Your insecurities, your loneliness, your anger, your unmet needs, your buried grief. Silence removes the distance between you and your shadow. It puts the two of you in the same room with no distractions. Of course it feels terrifying, because when the noise stops, you can finally hear yourself. And some people haven't heard their own inner voice in years. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you allowed yourself 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, of pure, uninterrupted silence? Not meditation apps, not background music, not nature sounds, just silence. A space where nothing performs for you and nothing entertains you. A space where your mind isn't numbed. Do you remember how that felt? Or has it been so long that silence now feels like stepping into an abandoned home you used to live in, but haven't visited in decades? Maybe you've forgotten the shape of your own mind without noise. Maybe you've forgotten what it feels like to be fully present with yourself. And maybe silence scares you because it remembers you. It remembers who you were before the world layered expectations onto you. Silence remembers your real desires, the ones you convinced yourself you didn't have time for. Silence remembers your real fears, the ones you pushed down until they became shadows. Silence remembers your real voice, the one buried beneath the noise of everyone else's opinions. Silence is the only place where you stop performing, and that's exactly why it's the only place where you can wake up. The world today rewards noise. It rewards speed. It rewards distraction masquerading as productivity. It rewards people who can numb themselves and keep moving. But the cost of rejecting silence is enormous. When you avoid silence long enough, your inner world becomes a stranger. You lose the ability to think deeply. You lose the ability to regulate your emotions. You lose the ability to know what you want. You lose the compass that guides your life. You lose the connection between your conscious self and your unconscious truth. You become a patchwork human, always busy, never present, always stimulated, never satisfied, always connected, never grounded. You live in a world of noise but feel empty. You fill your day with stimulation but feel numb. You talk constantly but never say what matters. And when silence does appear, it feels like a threat, because it reveals the emptiness that noise has been hiding. Silence exposes the life you're actually living, not the one you pretend to live. It shows you the gap between who you are and who you could be. That gap terrifies people, so they run back to noise. But what if silence is not your enemy? What if silence is the doorway you've been unconsciously avoiding? The doorway that leads not into darkness, but into alignment. What if silence is where you rediscover the parts of yourself you abandoned? What if silence is where you learn to think again, feel again, choose again? Maybe the reason silence feels dangerous is because it threatens the identity you built to survive, not the identity you were meant to grow into. Let me offer you a different perspective, one that might feel strange at first. Silence is not empty. Silence is a teacher. It teaches you the shape of your own mind. It teaches you how much of your anxiety comes from unfinished thoughts. It teaches you which emotions you've avoided for so long, they've become physical stress. It teaches you which relationships drain you. It teaches you which dreams still whisper inside you. It teaches you the truth about your life, without filters. Silence teaches you who you really are when no one is watching. But here's the part most people never realize. Silence becomes terrifying only when you've forgotten how to listen. If you treat silence like an enemy, it will always feel like a threat. If you treat silence like a companion, it will reveal your soul. You don't need to meditate for hours. You don't need to escape to the mountains. You don't need to become a monk. You just need to allow small pockets of silence back into your life. The moments that modern life stole from you. 2 minutes in your car before you turn on the engine. 1 quiet walk without headphones. 5 minutes before bed without scrolling. A morning where you sit and breathe before you do anything else. Silence doesn't demand perfection. It just demands presence. And here's the paradox. The more you face silence, the less frightening it becomes. Because you slowly realize the thing you were running from was never silence. You were running from yourself. And you are not something to fear. Silence is the space where you finally recognize that. And once you do, noise no longer controls you. Distractions no longer own you. Your past no longer grips you. You begin to hear the faintest voice inside, the one that has been with you since the beginning. Your real voice, your inner compass, your truth. Silence is where you stop reacting and start choosing. Silence is where you stop running and start returning. Silence is where fear dissolves and self-respect grows. Silence is where you understand that peace is not the absence of noise. It is the presence of awareness. So the next time silence appears, don't reach for noise. Don't rush to fill it. Don't run away. Pause. Stay with it. Let the quiet settle. Because somewhere inside that silence, a door is opening. And on the other side of that door is the life you've been trying to reach with noise that could never take you there.